Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison, and today we have Yugi Richard on 963 versus Bahamut 1987 on 1003. So both players just outside of the top 100. Let's see how they get on. Opening hands are Gateway, Reckless, Yata, Yaichi, and Mirror Force. So Sam's, Mirror Force, Deep Prison, Wabaku, Cold Wave, Darius, and Trapstun. So Glad's going first. Going to summon out the Darius, set the Wabaku, and pass. Draws into Bottomless. Oh, we're going to set a few things here actually. I'm just going to click through them all. So we're going to set Bottomless, Yata, Reckless, and Mirror Force. Yeah, it's not bad. Draws into Book now. Going to try and get in with the Darius. That's going to get met with Mirror Force. That is tough. Yeah, I wonder if they were meant to start main phase 1 with Cold Wave. I wonder. Obviously they want to set more, but getting Darius into deck is so pivotal because it's normally a one-of in Glads. Okay, let's see how it goes for them though. So I wonder if the play there was actually Cold Wave. They are not going to get to set everything they wanted to anyway, which is good. Draws into Reckless now. Maybe pull the trigger if you're Sam's. Yeah, so the Yata's coming down. That's going to grab a Spirit. Yeah, the Reckless is going to come down. That's going to get Gateway and United. Jesus. Okay. So, yeah. United coming down now. And Gateway and other Gateway. If this summon sticks, which is going to, this is a lot of tokens. Okay. So, yeah. Getting 1 on United, 2 on each Gateway. So, going to use the Gateway. Use both Gateways. Add a Grandmaster, summon out the Grandmaster, gonna put 2 on everything, gonna use the 2 Gateways, add another Grandmaster, gonna use the United to draw 2, draws into Jar and back to the wall. Very cool card to see. Yaichi, gonna use the effect now to try and pop. This has some connection issues. Yaichi gonna use the effect to try and pop. Hits the Wabaku, going to use the Wabaku, sets the Jar, sets the Reckless, and passes. Wow, what a turn. Draws into the Bottomless. Would have been nice last turn. Would have been nice. Yeah. So, Bahamut just going to pack it up and go game 2. Yeah. Okay. So, Glad's going to get to go first again, game 2. So, opening hands, Seum are going to be Hand, Deep Prison, Zanji, Reckless, and Yata. Equest, Aquari, Hedgeguard, Mirror Force, and Deep Prison. If you've not read Hedgeguard, not all Glad Beast players play it, and sometimes when they do, they're only playing 1. But it is seeing a little bit more play, I feel. So during the damage calculation in either player's turn, when a monster you control attacks or is attacked, you can send it from your hand to the graveyard. Half the attack of the monster you control until the end of the turn. That monster can't be destroyed by battle. So basically it allows you to tag out with the cost of a bit of damage and the discard. But obviously a lot harder for your opponent to predict given that it's coming from the hand. So Laquari going out now, setting the Deep Prison. Passing over, draws into the Grandmaster. Okay. So Zanji coming out now. Grandmaster coming out now. Yeah, that's going to get deprisoned. Zanji going to try and crash. That's going to get met with Hedgeguard. Oh, this is rough. So they are going to get to tag out into Mamillo and pop that anyway. But they now keep a Glad on field. Seeing that you use a Hedgeguard early, which is good. Sets the Yata, sets the Deprison, sets the Reckless, passes, draws into Solemn. Going to get in with the Mamillo. That's going to get deprisoned. Going to summon the Quest, set both the Solemn and the Mirror Force and pass. Draws into backs to the wall. Okay, Yata going to go. That's going to grab Mirror Force. Hand coming out now. That can also crash. Going to get him out with the Mirror Force though, and they're going to set backs to the wall and Mirror Force. If you've not read backs to the wall, pay life points so that you only have 100 left. Special summon as many 6 samurai monsters with different names from the graveyard as possible. You cannot special summon a monster with the same name as a monster you already control. So pretty broken card, especially if you're at low life already. But at the minute, you're not going to be wanting to use 7,900 life points. So Let's see what they pick up. They pick up Dust Tornado. Quest's going to try and get in now. It's going to get met with Mirror Force. Yep. Sets the Dust Tornado and passes. So back rows are Reckless, backs, Dust Tornado, Solemn. Into Gateway now. Yeah, I mean, if you see Gateway, you feel a bit more safe Reckless Greeding. But, oh, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. I think you Solemn that. Yeah, I think you definitely Solemn that. Okay. Says both. I wonder if there was any point in blind MSTing. Obviously they don't know this is Dust Tornado, and the Dust Tornado would have taken out whatever the Gateway would have gained. But yeah, I think Glads are in the better position there regardless. Draws into MST now. Sets MST, sets Hedgeguard. Hedgeguard also, by the way, massive 2100 defense, so huge. Jar of Greed now. For the Eru, gonna MST, oh yeah, I mean either way it's the same result. So bringing out the Eru, that's not going to get over the Hedgeguard, and Yuki Richard is going to admit defeat. Okay, yeah, they're just not really playing out of that. I think that's maybe a bit premature, but yeah, because we didn't see what they got to draw. They needed something to get over the monster. Oh no, that was just game, sorry, because he was at 100. Yeah, sorry, that was just game. Apologies, I'm being an idiot. So opening hands for game 3 are MST, D-Prison, Compulse, Hedge, and Sam Knight. Not bad. Reckless, Torrential, United, Yata, Yaichi. So going to start with the United, with the Yaichi, sets Torrential, Yata, Reckless. Into Dust Tornado. Yeah, I kind of want to see Yugi Richard get Heavy Stormed at some point, and then be forced to use these because they're playing around it like they got like, you know, Starlight Road or something. They just don't have it. I'm going to Torrential the Sound Knight summon. I think that's pretty reasonable. If you can take Glads off their first Glad, a lot of the time they don't have a second, so I think that's fine. Sets at MST, Dust Tornado, and D-Prison. Passing over now, draws into the Spirit. Okay. Yeah, going to try and bring out the Yaichi. That's going to get chained with an MST. Yata going to draw into a bottomless of their own now. And try and get in. That's going to get another D prison. Yeah, I think what's funny is that the direct counter to the 6 Sam kind of structure and what they want to do is just the Glad Beast having back row for everything. So you really just don't get very far with it if that's what your kind of strategy is. Let's see how it goes for them though. So draws into the Retiari. Retiari going to try and get in now. That's going to be successful. Going to tag out in the Bestiari. Bestiari going to target the Reckless. They're going to use the Reckless. So draws into the Eru and the Jar. Sets the Compulse and passes. Yeah. I think I'm bottomless in that Bestiari every time. But, you know, that's just me, I guess. I think you meant to bottomless the Bestiari, I'll be honest. Okay, Eerie coming out now. I'm going to try and beat over it. That's going to get met with Hedgeguard. Bestiari going to tag out to Mamillo, and this one feels like it's going downhill very quickly for 6 Sams. Dust Tornado going to take out the Jar. Pass, draws into the Chariot. Mamillo going to get in now. That's going to be successful. Swaps out for the Bestiari. Now they're going to use it. They're going to compulse it back to hand. Okay, yeah, Yugi Richard. So set Chariot and basically summon out the Bestiari. Because you want to summon this turn, and their trap drawn is backs to the wall. So yeah, not a lot 6 Sams could do. I think Glad Beast just outpaces you. We don't see a lot of 6 Sams at the top tables. It's good to see Yugi Richard still hanging with the the top 100, 200-ish mark with this deck, and they're clearly dedicated to it. And their build of it is really good. It's this draw, turbo 6 Sam deck that has clearly been working for them. It's just a shame it's not been successful here. Because I do think that Glads are just a natural counter to them. They've always got they've got more spot removal than anything else, and usually, especially for things like back row, which the Sams kind of need to stick around. They need their gateways, they need their Unites to stick around so they can gain value off of them. But we did see the 6 Sams go off really well in game 1, and that's just kind of what they're trying to do every turn. They're kind of trying to swarm the field and out you that way. So a little bit unfortunate on the Yugi Richard side. They come up against probably one of their worst matchups, if we're honest, and they weren't able to get it done. But really good effort, took it to a game 3, and it was pretty tight all the way through. So good match to watch. People consider this a rogue deck. I think it is a kind of rogue deck. I don't think it's anywhere near kind of the top title contention in Edison, but Yugi Richard makes it look like it is. So always good to see them play.